It's no secret that most e-commerce pop-ups convert around 3 to 4% of visitors. Ours, as you can see here, 11.9%. And here's the thing, it's not just the sign-up rate that's high. Most brands, they see good, if not great, opt-in numbers, but they struggle to turn those sign-ups into customers. This pop-up did both. Our over 10.6%, as you can see, 10.6% of new subscribers went on to purchase within 30 days. And the average order value hit just over $110, which is around 40% higher than industry norms. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we built a pop-up that outperformed the industry by 3 to 10x using Alia. Now, this pop-up platform uses AI, and we use it here at Hays for really high opt-in rates and conversions. I'm going to break down the strategy, I'm going to break down the psychology behind the offer, and then I'm going to walk you through a live build so you can see step by step how to replicate this for your own brand. Because at the end of the day, the best pop-ups don't just collect emails, they create customers. So let's dive in. So first of all, what is Alia? So Alia is a relatively new company and platform that's just come around. We've been working with them for a few months now. Essentially what they do is they use AI and smarter pop-ups that target your subscribers better. It's built specifically for Shopify. It's also an app within Shopify as well. And it's super easy to set up. They have a great team and great results. I mean, you can check out their website. It's aliapopups.com. You can go in, see, take a look at the brands that they're working with, and you can sort of compare the results and benchmark market with your own. But you also get some cool pop-up examples here. Now, one of the main things I really like about them is this smart triggering. It's something that I haven't really seen done properly before. But essentially, what it does is it uses machine learning to understand the subscriber's behavior and then show the pop-up when they're most likely to enter in their email address. So it shows an example here of how maybe when they first browse on your website, they ignore the pop-up, right? They click. I mean, sometimes I see brands, they pop up straight away, and the instinct, like kind of instinct is just to click off of it straight away because they haven't even been able to look at your website yet. So what Alia does is, say if someone does that, instinctively just closes the pop-up, but then goes on to view the bestsellers, browses 3 pages, maybe scrolls around, then the pop-up will reappear because it's more likely at that point they are already interested in the brand, that they just need, that kind of extra push. And this is where we go in with our pop-up with different offers attached to it. So that's a little breakdown of what Alia is and what they do. Again, go and have a look on their website. You can see templates, success stories, and you can even book a demo as well with them. But what we're going to do today is we're going to basically have a look on how I would go about creating a high converting pop-up ready for Black Friday, because it's just around the corner. Most brands have probably already got stuff live now. So I want to make sure that you guys are prepared for Black Friday. And if you do watch this video and you do see some things that maybe your pop-up is missing, you can quickly add them in. Again, it's not going to be a big task. It's just going to be little quick wins and implementations you can add. So first of all, the challenge, and I know most email marketers and brand owners have experienced this because I have myself, is that some brands just, they get great traffic during Black Friday, but the email capture side of things falls short. Old pop-ups where it's like a generic kind of 10% off really barely breaks the industry average of 3 to 4% signups. So the goal really with this pop-up when we were going into building it is that we didn't want to just increase signups. We wanted to also drive actual customers from those signups, which creates real ROI and a real impact during, the biggest sales season of the year. We used Alia, as I said, for this, and we combined psychology, precise timing with the help of their AI, and conversion-focused copywriting to capture visitors before Black Friday even began. So what we're going to do is look into how do we create this best of both worlds scenario, which is where we have high signups, but also high conversions. Our solution was this pop-up, and I'm going to build it live for you in a second. But before I do that, let's just talk about the results a little bit in depth. So first of all, industry average for sign-up rates is around 3 to 4%. The case study that I'm showing you today, it's 11.9%. Sign-up purchase, really, when people sign up, for them to purchase, a good rate is around 3%. We achieved over 10%. So 10% of people who are signing up are buying within the first 30 days. And this is even before Black Friday. right? So if you can get it sorted before Black Friday, imagine what Black Friday is going to bring. Average order value is, it says pounds here, apologies, it is supposed to say dollars. Average order value was around, industry average is around $80. For some brands, it could be a little bit lower, maybe $30, $40, but I think 80 is around the average. We brought in around 110, specifically 110.82 cents. And then the flow completion rate, actually going through step one all the way up to the sign up of the actual pop-up, industry average is around 35%. You'll have quite a bit of a drop off. We had 71.7%. That's way over half of the people who are receiving that pop-up going through all of the flow. So bottom line, approximately 8 to 10x more customer value from the same website traffic. So why the offer is everything. So this is what we should be first thinking about. Really, really honing in your offer before Black Friday does begin, but you can also do testing during Black Friday, so because you have that high traffic, you can get a lot of data to work with. So what I believe the difference is, and what I've seen with our results, the difference between a 3% and 12% sign up rate isn't necessarily just the design, even though it does have an impact. The full screen versus small screen, the different colors, they do have an impact, but your main offer is where it really all begins. So offers that feel genuinely high value will outperform generic discounts every time. Okay. And we'll dive into what the psychology of perceived value looks like to actually drive action in a powerful way. So the type of offers. So first, let's dive into the type of offers that I have had experience and know that convert, that you can literally take away today and start testing out very quickly. So first of all is the old buy one, get one free, right? The buy one, get X. Okay. This one has been tried and tested throughout the years. You probably saw it as a kid on the TV or the adverts of like, you buy this, you get that one free. So you can play around with this. It doesn't have to be buy one. It could be buy two. It could be buy three, depending on your product. But usually BOGO and bog off are just really tried and tested. The word free triggers instant perceived value. It's psychologically powerful and creates urgency. The reason why we use buy one, get one free, we always want to look at it as like, okay, I'm the customer, okay? If I know from a brand I can get a lot of free things, I might not necessarily want to spend money, right? Everyone's looking for something free on the internet. So from a brand's point of view, what we can what I've seen happen is when brands just offer something for free without actually getting them to buy, right? Like a free gift without buying something. And as you get a lot of people signing up, a lot of people on your email list, but no one's buying anything, right? So what we want to do is we want to get them to first invest, right? So it makes sense, get their buy-in, get their commitment, and then we give them something of value. It's like, hey, you give us something, we'll give you something, right? Another one is a free gift with purchase. It's kind of like buy one, get something free. It's the same idea here. So an example is a free bundle. You could say free mystery bundle worth X amount of dollars on orders over X amount, right? And that's a great way to boost up your AOV. So if you want your AOV targets to be $100, you can say, a free bundle worth $30 for orders over $120, right? And that can get your AOV targets up as well. There's another one that works really well. The big pound, again, sorry, it's all in pounds because I'm in England, but you can use this in dollars as well, so don't worry about it. The big dollar amount off, right? So save X amount of dollars this weekend or this Black Friday. And this works specifically well for like home furniture brands, right? So you can have, say you got a $5,000 sofa and you're doing 10% off site wide, that's $500 off a sofa. What sounds more attractive, the $500 off or the 10% off the $500, right? So if you can show it, big dollar amounts off, instead of going straight down the site wide, you should do it because psychologically the perceived value is through the roof. Our last point is event specific offers. So a good example of this is, and I'll show you some examples now, actually, let's dive into the examples. So a good example of, an event is a giveaway. A lot of brands don't do this during Black Friday, and it's doing some kind of giveaway alongside your site-wide offer. It's like you're stacking value on top of value. So in this case, the giveaway is, the first part of it is the giveaway, and then down the road to get the SMS sign up, you can offer a discount. And it also gets some first party data here, which helps them for targeting down the road. And Alia is great for gathering first party data. And I could do a whole video on why first party data is great, But for now, we'll just focus on getting a high converting pop-up. So this one's cool. Dream Gym giveaway. To enter, let us know what you're shopping for. I would improve this by saying Dream Gym giveaway for a bundle of products worth X, right? So you actually add the perceived value to it. Another one is mystery discounts. Alia really like to test mystery discounts. They do work. You could say mystery, and I always like to add some perceived value to it. Again, worth X amount, but this is always good. Again, gathering first party data. This one's really cool. I like it that it's a very strange number, which 20.74%. It's very strange. The reason why this is good, okay, same with dollar amounts. When you say get $501.50 off, is it adds authenticity. The reason it works so well is that it adds authenticity to the offer. It sounds weird, right? Same thing as well with urgency. It's like if you put in a specific time date that something ends, for example, you know, this offer ends 28th of October, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. PT. Okay. It's like so specific when it ends. It adds authentic urgency behind it. So if you combine something like this with a dollar amount, with so specific versus also getting the time, it's crushes. It's why a lot of brands do like $4.99 off, right? And rather than $5 off, because the $4.99 sounds more attractive. Anyway, the other one is the thing I like about this is it's just very simple. And it pops out at you. You've got this, right? And it's like, oh, really? Okay, cool. Like, you know, and then you're getting them to buy in a bit more. So the interesting thing, these examples don't use what I believe is like the ultimate, right? It's like combines everything here, but it's just, it crushes every time. And I have done a video on this before, the 3-step opt-in, where you get them to say yes every single time. This is on another video. I will show you again today, so don't worry if you missed it. But yeah, we're going to go over it. So take a screenshot of this. It's the what we found, that anatomy of a high converting pop-up built in Alia. Take a screenshot. We've got the headline, sub-headline, CTA button, all kind of standard stuff. But the important thing here is you're trying out the timing and also making it full screen and optimized for mobile. Right, I haven't actually put the full screen here, but full screen pop-ups now, especially with Alia, are crushing. So try that out. Take a screenshot and then we'll go back. Okay. So let's go through the live build walkthrough. Probably the part you guys have all been waiting for. We're going to build a pop-up live. So we've got Alia here. The great thing is once you get to this page, I'm in the Shopify store. Once you get to the app and you create, what you do is you click create campaign, click campaigns here, create, and then you can click, it'll pop up here. So you can see Dan YouTube test. We're going to go in, open it up, and then we're going to click edit. Now, Alia has pop-ups. The great thing is they actually have just added their Black Friday pop-ups. So we're going to use one of those. And again, most of these, the layouts are there. All you've got to do is replace a lot of it with your brand. But the layout, the font, everything like that, the size of everything is perfect. Just got to make sure that you're doing it in a way that's on brand, obviously. So we're going to pick this one here, go next. Now, the theme, this is where you will obviously make sure that it's on brand with your brand colors. I'm not going to do any of that today, but I'll show you how to go about it. So you have your colors here. You can change this. That changes the text color, the background, the accent foreground, and you can also add another colors as well. A border radius, this is basically just the radius of the whole pop-up. I just leave this on 1. And then fonts, obviously you change that to your brand fonts. You can add a font. You can enter a Google font, or you can search the font name. Okay, so usually your fonts will be here. If not, you can definitely get something close to it if you just type in Google font similar to your font, right, in Google, and you can find out what the font name is. But make sure it's a Google font. All this I'm not going to change. We're all good. Now, then once we're happy with the colors and everything on brand, we're going to click next. And then this is where we got the logo. So let me just use the Haze logo. It's probably not going to look that great, but because the colors are all off, no, we can't even see it. Let me go back and change the background to being, okay, that'll do. All right, let me change the colors really quick. Change that to white. Here we go, looking good. Accent color black, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. We'll just do the Haze media. That's definitely not the background color of Haze. It's actually more, that'll do. There we go. All right, so we've added our logo. We're all happy there. Add a floating button. So this is basically like the teaser, so that when they click off the pop-up, we have this on the page. Cool thing is you can change where you want it, right? So this is important to test because I've had brands sometimes that will have it on the bottom left, right? But then when you're scrolling, they have another plugin. When you're scrolling on a product page, the add to cart button will be there. So make sure it's not clashing with any of your other elements. All right. The best way to do that, usually the left wall could be a problem because sometimes product images come up there. Again, the right wall could also be clashing with a CTA or some product information. So bottom right, I found works the best, or bottom left. But try it out. See, you can see it on desktop, what it looks like. Usually desktop's never a problem. It's usually mobile where I've seen most of the issues. So again, test this out. Don't just send it and forget it. Once you're testing the theme out live, right, on a product page with your pop-up, you want to see, is it clashing? Is it not? But anyway, we're leaving that as it is. So in this case, you can actually, this is where I mean, they add in a lot of options. So they do the quiz, they do the spin to win, or the micro commitment. Now, micro commitments I've seen perform the best. Now, this is again, something to test, but we're going to go in with what I know works, which is a micro commitment. So I'm going to go next, legal name, pays media. Okay. And then we have terms of service. This is all. I'm going to blur this out because basically this stuff here is all to do with the brand. So it's like your terms of service, your privacy policy, and then also SMS as well. If you have SMS, you want to make sure you're putting in the double country code for that. Okay, configure your offer. So again, here, you can either give the code at the end. So it's a unique code, a static code, no code. I tend to offer no code. It means that they get them into the email and they have to open up the email one in the welcome series to actually see what the offer is. So, but we will educate them on that on the pop-up. So I go for no code, opt-in type, definitely single opt-in. Again, it does recommend here if it's post-script and attentive, then double opt-in. But let's go for single opt-in because we're using Klaviyo. Customer education, offer a bigger discount to customers who want to learn about your brand. Now, this is where things get interesting. Okay. So here, I will have to blur this out because it's just taking what's on the Shopify. But basically, you can add some educational content about your brand after they receive the award, okay? And we won't blur out this top bit so you can see. Everything else is blurred out, but you can see this 1 min complete for a reward, right? See the status bar. So after they receive their reward and we tell them to go check their email, they come back here and we can get them to basically, not get them, that's the wrong word. We can build trust with the customer by basically on the website. And this is what the idea of this is. So it's kind of to tell your brand's mission, brand story, connect with the customer, connect with the subscriber, and speak to them where they're at, And then for that, they get an extra reward. So for this, we're not going to offer education. We're just going to keep it simple, but this works really well. And this is what can help actually improve your conversion rates is this thing here. And the reason why is 1, you're offering another reward, right? And 2, you're building trust. It's 2 of the things that you need to make a sale. So for this, we're not going to offer any education, but that's something you can do. And it'll pull it from your Shopify and from your website. So you'll already have the copy in there as well. Very simple. So let's go in here and edit things. So we're going to edit it all on mobile because usually if it looks good on mobile, it looks good on desktop. Most people are using their mobiles. So here it says we can change this. We can move it around. You have it in containers. So this is why 1 container and then be in the header. And then the CTA is another container. If you want to edit this, there's so many things you can do. You can edit the size, the line weight, the padding, and an animation. We're just going to keep it simple. But again, these are all things that you can play around with. And you can also play animations. Like, for example, simple animation, it comes up and you can add different animations. So let me now edit this. So we're changing this to you've got, and it said, do you want 10% off? Okay, let's see. Okay, usually it changes here, but it's not doing it now. So we have to go into the text editor at the top right here. Okay, so do you want, and we move to this one, 10% off. Now, I'm going to say, in this case, we're going to use something more attractive. Now, you want to ask a question, but we want to make this our highest value possible. So let's say I'm working with a brand which we can do, buy one, get one free. Okay, do you want a free gift? Oh, wait, hang on. Do you want, change this one, a free gift? And then we say, yes. And then, no, I don't like free things. Okay. And even you could actually, here for the image, you could actually use an image of the free gift. Okay. Instead of a free gift, you could say a free, whatever it is you're giving away for free. So handbag, or lipstick, or something else, right? But we're going to go with free gift. And then the floating button there is, we need to change the floating button, get your free gift. We'll keep it short. There we go. So a free gift. Then for the email address, we want to make sure we say what it is. So do you want a free gift? Buy X and get X, and then enter in your email address. Okay. So we've got that micro commitment at this point, right? It's like, yeah, I do want a free gift. Then it's like, okay, buy X, get X. Okay. Now you may think, okay, well, what if they drop off at this point because we're asking them to buy something? That's fine. They're not one of your customers. Even if they click off this pop-up and go, no, I don't want it. But then they go browsing the website, right? And they go have a look at the bestsellers page. And then they, have a look at, scroll down, maybe check out the testimonials, whatever. This will pop up again. Do you want that free gift, right? So even if at this point they drop off, right? And then they go and look at your website, that's fine because it'll pop back up again. So the likelihood is that they're going to opt in, maybe not on the first time. On the second time, they definitely will. So, and if they don't, they just click off your website, then they're not really going to be a customer anyway. So we wouldn't worry about it. Then you get the phone number, finishing signing up for an extra 5%, for a 5% discount or something like that, an extra 5% discount. So like they get a free gift and then they get like an extra 5% if they give us their phone number as like a bonus. You can even keep it a mystery for an extra mystery offer. Okay. Get the mystery offer and then you just send the 5% off via text, right? So, hey, by the way, in the text, you would send your free gift is in your inbox, your email inbox. But because you joined the VIP club, here's your mystery offer. Get an extra 5% off, right? You're in. Shop now. And then here we'd obviously educate them by saying, let's a child element, inline text. Okay, hang on. Okay. So we clone it. We want to make this smaller. So it'll be body. Check your email and SMS for your welcome offer. Okay. And then you can get them to shop now. Okay. Lovely. I would actually make this a bit smaller. There we go. So it's all on one page. And then if we are happy with it on mobile, we're happy with everything, seems all good. Then we want to do here is just check it on desktop as well, just to make sure it looks good. So one thing I haven't talked about is moving images. It's very easy. So a lot of it, you will have your designer obviously make it, and then it'll just be a matter of uploading images or adding images in with the container side here. You can move it around. If I duplicate this, clone, you can move it horizontal here. So left 30, maybe you want to do 15. The best thing to do really here is just have your designer come in and create a design based off of, what they know works well. But really the main converting side of it is the copy. And then you can test different things like lifestyle imagery. For example, instead of just having the product here, we'd have someone using the product. Your customer avatar essentially would work very well here, but it's very easy to add. So we've got the reward. Everything is looking good. Then we can preview it. So it'll show you on the website. Obviously, I can't show you it. So this is going to be all blurred out, but it will show you what the pop-up looks like on the actual website. We can show it now. So it's not blurred now. You can see this is what it looked like. You click yes, enter it in, and you can follow the flow just to see if it's all right. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through the targeting side of things. So usually when you create a pop-up in like Klaviyo or somewhere else, you do it all inside the editor. Now, Alia has their own way of doing this, and they basically use this targeting. So, for example, the way to do it is kind of like how you build a segment, right? Now, if this is a bit confusing for you, which it is, because there's so many different ways you can target someone, right? So in this case, they're in the campaign, it's for new visitors, right? And then we can add another condition like is on page, is not on page, is visited page, is not visited, all this stuff, right? Not in targetable. It gets a bit crazy. Now, the great thing about Alia is they have customer support that will help you with all of this. And I really, really highly suggest reaching out to them. Obviously, if you're working with an agency, they can do this all for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But if it's yourself setting it up, I really highly recommend speaking here to their customer team. Also, if you work with Alia, usually they may have a Slack. I know that we have a Slack with them. Might just be on the agency side. But we also message them on Slack all the time and say, hey, we need this, we need that. Can you do this? Can you do that? And they're really, really useful because they can do things that sometimes aren't even available in here. But their targeting is super complex. A lot of it is already done with the AI. For example, what I mentioned around if they close it and they go browse the bestsellers, that's smart targeting. That is all automatic. But for example, if you want to have separate pop-ups based on if they're a returning visitor, a new visitor has not signed up yet, if they're in other campaigns, we'll have to blur out all of this. But maybe, maybe you just want to test one pop-up on a specific page to see if it converts better. Maybe you have like a really popular, like a flagship product, right? You want the site-wide pop-up to be different than the flagship product pop-up, right? Because you want more sales on that product. You can do that. It's very easy. But yeah, it's always good to speak to Alia and say what your goals are, and they can help you plan it out. So this is it. This is the way I would go about creating a high converting pop-up. We did this for one of our clients. Again, it's super simple. The micro commitment, try out the mystery offer, try out the buy one, get one free offer, and yeah, and also try first party data. But really for Black Friday, something like the micro commitment where you ask them, do you want this? Is going to work really, really well. Okay, so if you come this far and you've built out your pop-up, you're probably wondering what happens after the sign up. So I'm going to keep this super simple. There is a way to really go in depth with this, and it's all depending on your brand. Most brands, work very differently, but the standard approach after the sign up would be to have the welcome email, that confirms the sign up and builds anticipation for Black Friday. Okay, and this is what we're trying to do now. If the Black Friday sale is already live, we just want to be hammering them with Black Friday emails. The last point is the scarcity, right? It's the biggest sale of the year. It's the best offer you're going to get. Don't miss out, right? In this case, we're talking, because of the case study, this was before Black Friday. So we were actually anticipating Black Friday, which again, if you haven't done it this year, it's okay. You've got next year to do it, but always build anticipation with Black Friday. Last one is obviously launching with your email and SMS, making sure that when Black Friday hits, you're delivering those offers based on what they've signed up on, especially using first party data. You can use that to know, okay, we're going to send this offer to this category of people, this offer to this category of people. And then, you can spread that out. And yeah, again, always urgency. So let me see what else here. So here are the 5 rules. Again, take a quick screenshot. So the first one we talked about is using high value offers where we can. I used the example of buy this, get a free gift, or bog off, or a BOGO. Leverage the word free if you can. But yeah, use it strategically and wisely. Don't just offer free things, unless you have a bigger goal. But usually if you haven't got someone buying, they'll just take the free thing and run. Match event timing. So align your offer to the seasonal event. So make sure your pop-up is always matching the event that's going on in your business. Chase buying sign up. So don't just collect emails from people ready to purchase. So again, this is where Alia's smart targeting comes in. If someone closes a pop-up, but then they go and browse the website and they show high intent, the pop-up comes back up and gets them to enter in their email. And then also, yeah, connect that to an automation with your welcome series and your SMS flows and things. I've already gone through the results, but just to remind you, this is the results we saw from Alia. Highest numbers I've seen from a pop-up, to be honest. And again, we have been using Klaviyo pop-ups and we've never reached these numbers. So definitely worth checking out. And if you want this built for your brand before Black Friday, we are approaching Black Friday now, but if you want this built for Black Friday or on Black Friday or even post Black Friday, we have a team ready to do this for you. Again, we're using Alia. We have a close partnership with them. And we're also using our retention frameworks to make sure brands don't just scale during Q4, but past Q4 as well. So if you want a high performing Black Friday pop-up, designed, tested and live in under 7 days, book a strategy call with our team. Again, this is what we'll do. We'll audit your current email capture setup and your Klaviyo account. We'll plan your offer strategy based on what we know is working on your account for maximum conversions. We'll build your pop-up from start to finish. And we'll also make sure that your flows are connected that drive revenue. Yeah, book a call. Go and book a call today. We're working with brands now for Black Friday. I know we're literally there. Probably by the time you watch this video, your offer is already live. That doesn't mean it's too late to work with an agency. We can come in, we can take the reins, we can take what's already working and we can supercharge your performance. So do not worry. It's not too late. It's never too late to 10x your Black Friday and do amazing results. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, anything you learned from this. And yeah, we'll get a conversation going. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, see you in the comments. Bye.